interesting place to be, where you want something so much that it hurts when it isn't.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about that. Brace yourself, because we want to tell you something really important.
Okay.
It is not possible to give up on a big dream.
Okay.
So, but it is possible to torture yourself in relationship to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then to lie to yourself by saying you've given it up.
Mm-hmm.
But if the pain is still there, in other words, and it is, so are you braced? You have no choice but to line up with it.
Okay.
You have to give in to your desire.
Mm-hmm.
You have to give in to your desire. You can't let what is, in all of its frivolous, inaccurate, temporary indicators, you can't let that hold you from your alignment.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to go with your desire in order to feel good.
So I need to hear that.
Why would you give up on something that matters so much? Because you forgot about the vortex, you forgot about the power of the universe, you forgot about your power of focus, but now you're remembering all of that. So line up with your desire. It is our promise to you. Your desire will not torture you, and it will not misbehave. It will not let you down. Your desire is real. It's in the vortex. You can have it. Line up with it. Line up with it. And then revel in the evidence of your alignment. So you're already getting some evidence of that alignment.
I am.
Through the different productions. Do you know, what if, wouldn't it be nice if, what if the entire production, animation, creation of plays and productions and movies, what if the entire genre is moving itself in position to satisfy exactly what you want? What if there are niche markets all over the world that are preparing themselves for the brilliance of what you have to offer? Do you realize what a screwy dream it is anyway, to say, I will create a masterpiece that everyone will revel in, when so many people are in different places? Did you know there are people celebrating the death of Osama bin Laden? Make a movie about that. Someone will, don't go. You see what we're getting at? So you've put your desire into the vortex. It's been becoming and evolving, and you will never be able to breathe a full breath or be who you are unless you line up with it. And when you line up with it, the manifestational evidence will reveal itself to you over and over again. It is so funny to us, and we don't mean funny in the sense that we are enjoying your discomfort, but it is such an interesting thing to listen to some of you speak as if your dreams are iffy, when the only reason that they are iffy at all is because you've given up on them. But you can't really give up on them. You know what happens when you say, I gave up on it? You didn't give up on your dream because you can't. Your dream is still alive and well and will torture you until you line up with it. So when you say, I've given up on it, what you say is, I'm just not trying to come into alignment. And we say, well, that's not too good, because when you don't make the effort to line up with your dream, then you just sort of accept the discord and discomfort that you feel. You see what we're getting at? You hear that, don't you? Yes. Give in to the success of your dream and watch the resources of the universe back you up. Give into it. Give into it. Give in to the inevitable achievement of all that you have vibrationally already become. You know, it wouldn't be painful if you hadn't become it. If you said, I sort of kind of thought I wanted it, but then I decided I didn't want it, and now I'm just sort of blissful in the not doing of that, then we would say you didn't give up on a dream. You never had a dream that you're out of alignment with. But when you say, I had this dream, and it tortured me so long that I gave it up, and I'm still tortured. You're still tortured. You say, I gave it up, but you're still tortured. You know what that torture tells us? The dream is alive and well. You're just not in the vicinity of it, you see.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it wasn't alive and well, and you weren't in the vicinity of it, we'd be talking about something else. We watch so many people in the building of relationships or companies or empires or life works. And we want to say to them that the majority of their building took place before they put the first brick in the first building or wrote the first word on the first script page. In other words, there's so much foundation that you were in the process of. And the foundation, from what we can feel from you, will go into place very quickly for you. We're in no way trying to prepare you for a long process. In fact, the process has started today. And the reviving of the dream is not just the first step, it's the biggest and most important step. It's huge, you see. Now feel the difference in the way you feel. You're not the same person who sat down here a moment ago. Because of our rambling, you've lined up with your vision. You've lined up with your dream. And the resources that create worlds are now flowing in the direction of you. Now your work, and you can't get it wrong. Don't worry if you have a down moment or a uncomfortable moment. You now know what to do. And what is it? What is your work?
Be general and line up with it.
Exactly. Go general, go general, go general. From complacent to feeling better to specific. From complacent to feeling better to specific, to specific, to specific, to specific, to specific, to complacence, to general, to specific, to specific, to the specific. And why do we want you to focus in this specific way? What's our objective in getting you to be specific about your dream? Can you figure it out? Because a dream that is alive is life. Because anything that anybody wants, whether it's a creation of a production or a pile of money or a new house or a relationship, everything that everybody wants is because they think they will feel better in the having of it. You've just showed yourself that you can feel better in the having of the dream of it. And once you really know that, then the manifestation will follow. But we're not teaching it to you because we want it to manifest, although we do. The world will love it. We're not teaching you that because we want your dream to come to fruition. We want you to come into vibrational alignment. We want you to finally be one of the cooperative components to this thing that's been brewing for so long that when it starts rampaging through your mind, it's going to blow your mind how much is in there percolating. You haven't even begun to tap into the creativity that is there, you see. It's just going to be thrilling to you to watch. You said earlier, I'm good at this. You have no idea how good at this you are. And so, when you line up with it, you know what happens when you line up with it? Do you know how many, they call them angels in the production world, do you know how many people are having a hard time figuring out what to do with their money? The banks don't give them any return on it. The housing market isn't the most secure place to put it. People are gambling with it and doing all kinds of things. Do you know how many people are looking for something that they can add their dollars to, that are out there just trolling around vibrationally for things? So in this part of the cooperative components that are being gathered, there's all kinds of money just moving around in there, and you say, well, where is it? I can't see it. And we say, that's because you didn't keep your dream alive for a while. But once you let yourself yield to the creative juices that are flowing, the next logical step is somebody's going to show up and say, I've been looking for you. I've been waiting for someone who had a dream that I could invest in. You see. And nobody wants to invest in a dead dream. I had a dream, but it's dead now. I don't let myself think about it anymore. It's just too painful. But when you're alive with it, it attracts those who want to play with you. And there are so many who are ready to play in that way. And look at what's going on in this world. In other words, more avenues, not fewer avenues. There are more opportunities for you to do what you do in a very lucrative and productive and passionate way than ever before. This is the time for your dream to come into fruition. But before it does, you just got to line up with it. And you just did. You get what the vortex is? Have you been hearing about it enough, or do you want us to warm you up about it? No resistance in it whatsoever. No grouchiness, no orneriness, no fear, no trepidation. Just pure, positive energy of knowing who you are. So here you come into this physical body, and you mix it up, and you know what you don't want, and you know what you do want. And you continue to send these rockets of desire, these rockets of expansion to this non-physical part of you who keeps up with each and every rocket. So the longer you live in your physical body, the more beautiful this vortex version of you becomes. The more refined, the more clear, the more expanded, the more exhilarated, the more expansive is the word that we love the most about it, the more joyful. In other words, through what you are living, you are causing expansion of this non-physical part of you. A non-physical part of you that you want to keep up with, but you can't keep completely up with, not like the inner being within you does. But it's your goal to keep up with that version of you because this is the true version of you. This is the expanded version of you. This is the part of you that's weller than you were before you got sick, and more prosperous than you were before you didn't have enough money, and more secure before you became insecure. In other words, this is the expanded version of that which you are. So this vortex version, this vortex part of you, you can never get away from it. You can never separate yourself from it. And really, we want to say to you, you can never be unaware of it because it pulses as the strongest vibration of that which is you. It is the strongest vibrational core of that which is you. So it's pulsing all the time, or vibrating all the time, or being all the time, offering its realness, its wholeness to you all the time. And here you are, still doing your job, mixing it up, knowing what you don't want, exploring the details of life, and living the manifestations that represent the relationship between all that life has caused you to ask for and where you are vibrationally in the moment. So, for example, let's say that you've been having one of those moments that we were describing where you're feeling irritation or orneriness or resentment, whatever it is, and in the process expanding the vortex. And let's say that you're having a conversation with someone. It evolved from your awareness of it to your venting about it. You want to explain it to someone else. You might send out an email blast. But you're having the feeling and you would like to share some of your pain with someone else. So now you're venting it. And so now that you're talking about it, it's even more active in your experience than it was before. Now what's most interesting, and this is what we really want you to begin watching for moment by moment from this moment in your life forward. So now that whatever it is has you activated about it, now watch the manifestations that are right on the heels of it. Watch how the next person that you talk to gives you, no matter who they are and no matter where they are on the emotional scale, as they come into your experience, they are going to reflect back to you in manifestation right here and now, something that represents what you're feeling. A manifestation. This is the thing that we think is so interesting. A manifestation. So they represent back to you. In other words, you could get them talking pretty good on what's bothering you. They're all queued up for it. And you're sucking it from them. Now, let's say you don't want that from them. What you want is reassurance. What you want is positive feedback. You don't want negative commentary on where you are. You would prefer something far different from that. But you can't get it because your point of attraction is already been established by the conversation that you've set into motion. So maybe you've been understanding manifestation in a clearer way than we are depicting here. But we want to point out to you that your manifestations, while they are about your cars and houses and relationships, and they are about the big things, and they are about the things that are on your asset side of your profit and loss statement, and they are about all of that. What the manifestations are that we're really talking about is, what are you right now evoking from that one and that one and that one and that one and that one? What are you manifesting in traffic? Cooperation or irritation? What are you manifesting at the front desk of a hotel? Cooperation, sweet smile, irritation. What are you manifesting? What are you manifesting? What are you manifesting? And the thing that we want you to hear is that what is does not mean diddly squat, in the sense that it doesn't matter if a hotel is disorganized. It doesn't matter if there's a condition in your physical body that you don't want. What is irrelevant. It is irrelevant. It is irrelevant Because what is only the snapshot of your practiced vibration, and what is relevant is your relationship with your vortex right now.